Hello, and welcome to another video. This time, I had an Oathmark heavy infantryman, and he looked a bit like a bandit leader. I also had spare sprues of Frostgrave cultists 1 and 2, so I thought I'd make a little Bandit Warband. So to start out with, I took the torsos, which looked more like regular garb than kind of cultisty type stuff, and clipped them out. I then raided my bits box, found some bases, as well as some extra torsos from other Frostgrave kits, along with some Oathmark and Fireforge bits. Then taking the various parts, I dry fit them until I had some characters I was happy with. I wanted to go for a good mix of different characters and weapons, so I experimented with various different sets of arms from a multitude of kits. Once I'd found a combination I was happy with, I used Revel plastic glue to stick them together. The first model was basically a straight up build from the cultist set, using a big knife machete type thing, and an empty other hand. The second being similar, but with a head swap from Frostgrave Soldiers 2. Then taking a soldier body and an Oathmark head with some cultist arms, so we have a second lightly armed guy with a knife, your real kind of low level bandit type. Then for a second range character, one of the new cultist crossbows and an old cultist torso, with a new cultist head as well. Then a vanilla cultist 3 build, but with an Oathmark heavy infantry head, after I'd spent a while choosing which one. The Oathmark human heads do tend to have these large mustaches, which I kinda dig. It gives them a lot of character and makes them look a bit miserable. Then for a more armoured character, taking a body from the Cultist 3, some arms from the Frostgrave Knight Sprue, and a crewman head from Ghost Archipelago, which is a good source of Frostgrave Kitbashing parts. Then finished off with a shield from the Cultist Sprue. Can't have them looking too nice anyway. Then moving over to some Fireforge torsos. These are from the Russian or Scandinavian infantry, with arms from the Oathmark heavy human infantry. Then a head from the Scandinavian infantry from Fireforge. Then taking a second Scandinavian torso and arms from the Cultist 3 box, I made a second, more heavily armed character, using a head from the Scandinavian box and a shield from the Oathmark heavy infantry. Then, because I'd mixed arms from various kits, there was a slight scale discrepancy. And the easiest way to fix this is to give everyone fur cloaks, which also helps make them look more like bandits or possibly deserters. So taking white fine milliput and mixing it until it's 100% mixed together and malleable, I pinched off small blobs, then pushed them onto the backs of the minis. Then poked them over the shoulders, sometimes using smaller blobs again, to make some bits kind of extending down the chest. Then once the blob was on, using a sculpting tool I flattened it down, then started pushing a crisscross pattern in to get a fur texture. I prefer milliput as it's more like using clay than it is a putty, but that also makes it fun to use in its own way, and it does have a tendency to stick to the tools and get a bit crumbly. And using too much water and it will basically just fall off the model. So keeping it just the right level of water on the sculpting tool, you can get a nice looking fur texture for not very much work at all. So each member of the bandit band got their own little fur cloak. Some of them larger and some of them fancier than the others. Whenever you use milliput, you will end up with loads of it left over. So I just turned these into basing decorations by making them into small tubes, then twisting them into a kind of croissant shape. Then once dry, they would become roots for the basing. I also made some mushroom caps, as I can always use them up on a terrain piece or some other basing. The next task was to remove the integrated basing, so taking a pair of clippers, I clipped them off, then trimmed down the excess on the base of the foot until it was nice and flat. Using plastic glue once more, I attach them onto the base. For the bulk of the basing, I used a Vallejo ground texture paste, as well as the dried milliput basing elements, and some small aquarium stones, and some gravel. Starting off with the texture paste, applying a nice thick layer to the base, then pushing the other elements on top, and pushing them down with the other end of the sculpting tool. Once the basting paste had completely dried, I took black gesso and primed all the minis. I won't go into huge detail on the basing, I will just cover the basic steps of how I did them. So starting off with a dark brown zenithal highlight, using paint from AK Interactive for the most part, with metallics from P3. Then pulling out the flesh tones, using a red-brown colour, as well as any of the darker leathers. Then taking boiler black, and putting a coat over any of the metal elements, which there weren't too many this time. I wanted them to be more unarmoured than armoured. Then taking various earthy browns and green tones, I applied them on various areas of the clothing, so you'd build up a depth of colour, but remain within a brown palette. So you'd have much more of a warm kind of autumnal theme to them. Using some lighter browns and some kind of greeny grey colours to provide some contrast. To get a nice blend on the cloaks, I took an old knackered brush, and using lighter and lighter browns, I only applied it to the centre of the cloak, so you get a bit of a gradient. This also gives you some natural variation, which makes sense when you're dealing with fur, and people who presumably don't take care of it. With the base colours down, I started applying highlights, bumping up the contrast and letting the textures do most of the work for me. Using watered down light brown, I added some faux lighting highlights on the top side of the model, being careful not to go too close to the fur so it wouldn't look like one big blob. With the highlights down and dry, I applied some glazes using watered down AK paint, so where any of the weapons had visible rust, that would go into the recesses, as well as darken down the armour and any top level highlights on the cloth elements. Then over the skin, the armour, and any facial hair, I applied a very light dark wash of Tenebris Brown, watered down very heavily, just so it would pull in the recesses and take the sheen off the armour. With the painting done, I put some tufts on them, then applied them using tweezers, using both light and medium green tufts, as well as a few small 2mm flower tufts, which I'm a big fan of, because they just add a bit more colour to the base and break up the muted tones. So there we have a little band of bandits, perfect for your D&D games, and a good use of spare parts, as they can be dropped in pretty much any setting, and they're a very versatile little bunch. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I hope to catch you next time.